Hey, you. You're finally awake.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving deep into the world of the PSP, one of the most unique handheld consoles ever released. From innovative gameplay mechanics to incredible exclusive titles, the PSP was home to some of the most underrated gems in gaming. In this video, we're going to be talking about 7 games that you can only now play on the PSP. These gameplays showcase the system's potential and will definitely take you down memory lane. If you want to hear more of me, Retro Wars is a free weekly podcast where me and a friend will talk about the video games we used to play back when we were kids, and there's over 150 episodes there from wherever you get your podcasts, and I look forward to seeing you. Let's get into it, shall we? 7 games that you can now only play on the PSP. First, we've got Valkyria Chronicles 2. The game is a rare gem, a tactical RPG that blends turn-based strategy with real-time combat, and is exclusively available on the PSP. While it didn't get as much love as its PS3 predecessor, Valkyria Chronicles 2 is still one of the most standout RPGs experienced on the handheld. Set 2 years after the events of the original game, the story follows Avon Hardens, a young cadet at the Gallian Military Academy. He, along with his fellow classmates, must fight against the new Empire threatening peace. The story isn't about battles though, it develops into personal stories, growth, and the harsh realities of war. The Blitz system returns here, which is a hybrid of turn-based strategy and real-time action. You control your soldiers directly in real time, aiming and firing weapons and strategizing movements. The battlefield is dynamic, and you need to think on your feet, balancing offensive and defensive tactics. There's also a robust customization system for your characters and tanks, making it feel like you have full control of how the battle unfolds. Valkyria Chronicles 2 is a fantastic title on the PSP, offering deep strategy, an emotional storyline, and gameplay that's a refreshing take on the tactical RPG genre. While the visuals aren't as high-res as the PS3 version, the charming art style still holds up. The game does have its challenges, sometimes difficulty spikes and the lack of save points can make things frustrating, but it's rewarding when you master the systems. The replay value is also high thanks to tons of side missions, character growth, and different strategies to explore. If you love tactical RPGs, then this is a must-play. With tactical RPGs gaining popularity again, Valkyria Chronicles 2 would thrive on a modern platform. A remaster with updated graphics, improved controls, and possibly even new content would attract both old and new fans. Imagine playing this on the Nintendo Switch with online multiplayer additional story content. This could be easily one of the genre's highlights. Next up we have Sonic Rivals. If you're a fan of the Blue Blur, this game feels like a blast from the past. Released exclusively for the PSP, Sonic Rivals is a high-speed platform with an emphasis on racing, because why not? It's the kind of game that is simple yet highly addictive. Sonic Rivals follows Sonic and his rivals as they race to stop, well literally his rivals, as they race to stop Dr. Eggman's latest plan to seize the Chaos Emeralds. Each character has their own motivations. Sonic wants to stop Eggman, Shadow seeks revenge, and others like Knuckles and Tails have their personal reasons for joining the race. While the plot is pretty light, it still provides enough context to keep the gameplay flowing. Like we all know, Sonic games aren't there for this master story, it's pretty much the same thing every time. The core of Sonic Rivals is racing. You control your chosen character through 2D side-scrolling levels with filled with loops, jumps, and traps. The game has a cool mechanic where you can sabotage your opponent, either by using your character's special abilities or hitting certain items. You also need to be able to plan when to use attacks and defend yourself. The characters feel distinct, with Sonic being quite an all-rounder, Shadow has a bit more strength, and Knuckles is a bit slower, but as always he's more powerful. Sonic Rivals is a fun and fast-paced game that has the energy and speed you expect from a Sonic title. The controls are smooth and the levels are well designed, offering a challenge without feeling overwhelming. However, it can become quite repetitive after a while, especially playing through all the characters. Still, the simple addictive nature of the gameplay makes it great for short bursts of action, and it's a pretty good entry point for younger players or those who want quick gaming reflexes on the go. It would benefit a re-release, of course, with polished visual updates. It's just whether it's going to be boring, the fact doing every single character, but that's up to you. But it would be cool to play that online against other people. Now, let's dive into Tales of the World, Radiant Mythology. The game is a love letter to fans of the Tales franchise, as it brings together characters from multiple Tales games into one crossover RPG. It's exclusive to the PSP and remains a standout in the Tales series. Now, Tales of the World Radiant Mythology follows a custom protagonist who is transported to a strange world plagued by chaos. To save this world, they must recruit famous heroes from the Tales universe, including characters from Tales of Symphonia, Tales of the Abyss, and Tales of Destiny. The story mixes exploration, light-hearted moments, and a darker narrative elements. The sheer number of Tales characters you get to interact with makes the game feel like a celebration of the entire series. Combat in Radiant Mythology is a blend of real-time action and RPG mechanics. You directly control characters in battle, and each character in the Tales universe has their own unique abilities. The game uses classic Tales battle system where you perform real-time attacks, chain combos, and use magical abilities called arts. There's also a strong emphasis on customization, so you can adjust your party members' abilities and gear to suit different playstyles. Tales of the World Radiant Mythology is a real treat for Tales fans. The combat is smooth, and the customization is deep, and the crossover nature of the game is a joy to experience. If you're a fan of Tales games, seeing these characters interact is a nostalgic blast. That said, the story can feel a bit episodic at times, and the pacing can get slow with all the side quests. Still, the gameplay is engaging and the combat is fun enough to keep you back for more. It's a solid RPG for the PSP. A remastered version of Radiant Mythology would be a dream for Tales fans. With updated visuals, combat mechanics, and maybe even additional content or characters, this game could shine on modern consoles. And I've been seeing a lot of these remasters for the Tales series, so why can't we get a few more? Let's move on to Phantasy Star Portable, another action RPG that was exclusive to the PSP, and captured the essence of the Phantasy Star universe. It's a game that blended fast-paced combat with a rich multiplayer experience. Phantasy Star Portable takes place in the Phantasy Star universe, where players take on the role of a guardian, a soldier in the Gorel Systems military. You're tasked with defending the system from the mysterious Seed and an alien force threatening to destroy everything. The story weaves together classic Phantasy Star themes of space exploration, combat, and discovery, all while offering a more personal experience thanks to the custom protagonist. The combat in Phantasy Star Portable is where the game really shines. It's a fast-paced, real-time action battle system where you can chain combos, cast spells, and unleash powerful attacks. There are also multiple character classes to choose from, each with its own abilities and skills. And back then, you could team up with your friends for local multiplayer co-op missions, which adds a ton of replay value. The customization options for both characters and gear are extensive, so you can tailor your playstyle to fit your preferred combat approach. Phantasy Star Portable is an incredibly fun action RPG. Now, the story might not be groundbreaking, but it serves as a solid backdrop for action. The biggest issue with the game is that it's a bit grind heavy at times, and some of the mission structures can feel a bit repetitive. That said, the fast-paced combat and character progression are enough to keep you hooked for hours. Phantasy Star Portable has a lot of untapped potential. As I said with some of the others, a remaster with online multiplayer could absolutely be incredible for this game, so it would be interesting to see this on modern day hardware. Mobile Suit Gundam Age. Now let's talk about Mobile Suit Gundam Age. If you're a fan of giant robots and space battles, this one's for you. Exclusively available on the PSP, this game lets you take control of mobile suits in epic battles across the Gundam universe. Mobile Suit Gundam Age spans 3 generations of protagonists, each piloting different mobile suits to defend humanity from the mysterious UE, or Unknown Enemy Forces. The story touches on family legacies, the consequences of war, and the evolution of combat through generations. And I swear to God, I've seen this series, it's pretty good, it gets pretty graphic. It's a bit of departure from the traditional Gundam formula, yes, very much it is, but it does a great job of providing a deep narrative that feels both personal and epic. The gameplay in Mobile Suit Gundam Age revolves around piloting mobile suits in real-time 3D battles. The combat's fast-paced and rewarding, with multiple weapons and special abilities at your disposal. You can switch between different mobile suits throughout the story, each with its own strengths and abilities. The game also features a customization system for your suits, allowing you to upgrade your weapons, armor, and abilities to better suit your playstyle. Like, it really is an underrated gem. The real-time combat is exciting, the mobile suit customization is deep, and the story is emotionally engaging. Like, I really love the story where you see one boy, basically how the fallout of trauma can affect him as he grows up, his son, and then his grandson. I fell in love with Gundam Suit Age and really do believe it's proper underrated. The visuals are a bit dated, I will be honest, by today's standards, and some of the missions can feel repetitive, but overall it's a solid action game for Gundam fans. And guess what? We never got this in Europe or North America or anywhere else, so it was a Japan only, and it was also released in 2 versions, which I thought was a bit stinky, but either way, you got it, and if you love Gundam, you're going to be very happy. A remastered version of this game would be great, just make it like Mecha Break and we've all got a fun time because that game looks absolutely incredible. Now moving on, we've got Dissidia Final Fantasy. A game that brings together all the heroes and villains from the Final Fantasy series into one epic fighting game. If you'd ever dreamed of seeing Cloud Strife battle Sephiroth in a 3D arena, this is the game for you. And I put so many hours into this, it was absolutely insane, and I still have my original copy. The story is that the gods Chaos and Cosmos are in eternal struggle. Chaos summons warriors of darkness, and Cosmos counters by summoning warriors of light. Their story explores the conflict between these two gods and each fighter representing their respective deity's side. While the plot might not be the deepest, the real star of the game is the characters' interactions with each other and the sheer spectacle of seeing all those iconic Final Fantasy characters fight together. Now, what made this very different as a fighting game was the unique blend of real-time combat and these fighting mechanics. You control a hero or villain in a 3D arena, using a combination of attacks, magic, and special abilities to defeat your opponent. What was different about this game is that it featured a unique bravery system where you had to build up bravery points to unleash devastating attacks, and then you'd be able to go after HP. It was an interesting one, very different from anything I've played before. Each character has their own fighting style, making each battle feel unique. The RPG's progression system allows players to level up their characters, unlock new abilities, and customize their moves. Dissidia Final Fantasy is an absolute blast for fans of the Final Fantasy series. The combat is deep and engaging, and the character roster is a dream come true. Now, the game's visuals are charming, but they're very dated by today's standards, and the story is passable but not the primary focus. The thing is with this series now is that while we had a prequel and a sequel, the series kind of died when it got to the last generation of consoles, so I don't know whether this game would actually be cool to come out. But it'd be nice to see the original. I just don't know if fans would actually want to play this anymore, because Dissidia NT was an absolute flop. But I'd still play the original if it was out there for me to play on my Nintendo Switch, so give me. And last but not least, we've got Everybody's Golf Portable. This had different names depending if you were in Europe and North America, so I'm going by the Japanese title. The game is an accessible and fun golfing experience that combines ease of play with a charming art style and addictive mechanics. Everyone's Golf Portable doesn't have a complex storyline. It's about hitting the green, customizing your characters, and just enjoying the sport. You create your golfer, choose your equipment, and compete in various tournaments. The focus is entirely on having fun and improving your skills on the course rather than trying to save the world, which is quite refreshing. The gameplay is simple yet satisfying. You take turns hitting the ball, timing your swings, and navigating tricky courses with various obstacles. The controls are pretty much straightforward, and the game allows for great precision in your shots. There's a lot of customization options for your character, with different outfits and equipment to unlock. The game's bright, colourful design makes it light-hearted and fun, and are perfect for quick play sessions. It's the perfect casual golf game. The controls are innovative, the gameplay is relaxing, and it's ideal for short bursts of gaming. While it doesn't have the depth of more simulation-heavy golf games, its charm lies in how accessible and enjoyable it is for players of all skill levels. And the customization option gives it some replay value, and that colourful art style makes it easy on the eyes. Whether this game needs a remaster, I don't think it does, because we've just had Everybody's Golf Hot Shots that has just been announced for all consoles, so this is probably the one you should go to rather than a PlayStation Portable. But if you want to go back to the original, it's of course there if you want to find the original hardware. So there you have it, 7 PSP games that deserve a second life. Each of these titles offers something unique, whether it's deep tactical gameplay, fast action, or just some light-hearted fun. It's clear that these are just not relics of the past, as they still have so much to offer. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more classic content on these systems. And as always, let me know in the comments about which games I've missed and not talked about, and which games from the PSP deserve to be re-released. Until then, my name's been Danny, and I'll see you all in 2 days. Take care of yourself, bye bye.